Prepare to be amazed.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Now, you're probably wondering, why would I start a game room tour off outside of the game room? Well, try to make sure I don't sit in anything awkward out here, because I've got 5 dogs, and you know what that probably means. Well, let's get the introductions out of the way, first of all. How you doing today, everybody? This is Jason's House of Fun and Video Games, bringing you today Game Room Tour of 2024. At the time I'm shooting this, it's just a few days shy of it. Well, that's just what we have to do. I don't know if I'll have time to be able to shoot this a little later. Hopefully, I'll be able to make some more content coming out soon, because I'll tell you, it's been awfully busy. I appreciate you sticking with me. I see over the course of the last month or two, it's been that long since I posted a video that we hit over 260 subscribers, and it just blows my mind. I kind of hit the brakes for a little bit, and my subscriber count goes over 10. I don't know about the analytics or the, what's that word it's called? I can't think of it right now. Analytics or the mythology. No, it's not mythology. It's the algorithm. I don't know how the algorithm would reward me for that, but apparently it did. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should just post a video once a year and I'll hit 1 million like no problem. It's not really what I'm here for. It's a joke. But either way, if this does drop, when I hope it does, I hope you folks all have a wonderful holiday with the New Year's. Be safe, responsible, all that other happy horse shit, because, you know, have to say that, and we're all responsible adults in this world, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're all responsible adults. But I hope you had a great holiday season with your friends and your family. I'm happy where I'm at right now. I feel better than I have for the last week. I was feeling a little sick. I think I got some food poisoning. And if any of you have ever dealt with that before, it's just going to get through you. And it just didn't want to leave me. And today, as the first day I'm not feeling as queasy or sick or whatever. It could have been something else too, I don't know. But I have a funny feeling that's what it was. But enough with the nonsense. Time to get to the game room. And I don't know what the deal was with that spigot, but why I had to turn it on. But I did. And I ran the water, and I'll probably do it again. Maybe I'll do it to bring us into the greatness, because let the water run, baby. Getting old sucks. Let's go. Well. It's been a while, Game Room. Looking at this set of doors right here, you would not think of anything what you're about to see. If this is your first time joining us on a Game Room tour, then, like always, for our returning viewers, prepare to be amazed. Here we are. Oh my goodness, it's felt like it's been forever. I think I did a little mini update at some point. I've got a good amount of changes, but nothing crazy. Jason bobblehead I got as a gift a while ago is currently moving, and that's creepy as shit. We'll go over that at some point. These videos are usually very long, so hopefully you'll be able to, as I randomly leave a drill laying around, because, you know, why wouldn't I? Okay, that's for the sound. We're going to put that over here, because I don't know why the hell that's even out. But, oh, I remember. I had to screw something in I got as a gift, which we'll go over. This is the meat and potatoes of everything that I have that is fun. Brings me back to a different time. The game room, the man cave. There's a bazillion different things that people call this. Some people will call it a prison. It could be that, depending on how you look at it. First and foremost, I want to see if I can get this right. I don't think I'll be able to. Let me see. I'm trying to use my... can you kind of see it? I think you can. Sorry, I don't have my watch on me today. For all of you that don't know what that says, it's a cool shirt that I picked up, and it simply says, "It is what it is." That is very... just need to make sure they're still recording. Okay, good. That's a very true statement, nevertheless. So, where I normally like to begin is the wall behind me. We'll take a quick tour around, go over some stories, got some updates. I'm looking at this and I'm really excited. So, hey, it's time to get going. Let's rock and roll. Appreciate you folks hanging with me while we do this. Why is that here, you're going to ask? Because every other time I've extended this and we've kind of looked at it, I'm going to do things a little differently. The sound quality isn't something that I really like the way it came out. So just to let you know, as we go into some of the figures and stuff, maybe I'll move some stuff around. You see some stuff you don't normally see. I've also got some other collection videos. By the way, thank you for all the support on that. Just really honing in on focusing on certain parts of my collection, going through them, sharing stories, stuff like that, and all that other happy horror shit. So, let's get to the first part of the game room, which isn't going to be that. We're going to look up here. Oh, there's Michael. That is an actual stand that was part of a bigger standee from the Halloween 2018. Yeah, that's good old Michael. He used to have a door. And I remember when I tried this before, that fan almost took my head off and almost took the phone off. So we're going to have to be real careful. That stand did have a door that you opened up. It played the Halloween theme, but unfortunately that wasn't able to be salvageable. But the Michael Myers was, and I'm pretty happy with that because that's really the only standee I have. So, as I try to make you a little more... dizzier than I already do in my videos. Here we go right here. This is something I've had for a very long time. Cool little thing I found in Spirit Halloween, I believe. Just great. Doesn't have anything really to do with the movie. Just some stuff put together. I think it's pretty cool. That's a vent. I need to keep this area ventilated. This right here is one of the figures that I couldn't get in the middle of that. So we put him up here. That is the Friday the 13th Part 7 Jason, and he does look amazing. Love the detail in it. The mask does in fact come off, and I believe that you can do it like in the movie where it splits. Can't really remember, but I believe so. This right here is another piece of NECA. This is the Friday the 13th. I want to say it's Part 3. Is it Part 3? Yeah, it's Part 3. You see the knife come through the shower curtain. This is the mask replica. It is not a toy. Okay, well, we know that now. I think that's pretty cool. But then over here has a Friday the 13th remake part. I don't even know. Yeah, it's the Friday the 13th, 2000. What is it? 2009, 2008, 2000. I don't remember, but the 2000s Jason, we'll just say. That's him, but yet we have the Friday the 13th Part 3 mask. Okay. Works for me. Okay, and up here, We've got our usual suspects of these posters. Why are they up here? Because I love horror, folks. I bought a ton of these a long time ago. 11 by 17. Thank God they're in the protective cases, although they're not authentic. You know, they're reproductions, but they represent Halloween. I always, 1000%, loved that poster. Funny story, although it doesn't matter who it was with. I was at a local mom and pop store in my old town of Massachusetts, and I had my name in for that poster, and somebody that at one point was near and dear to me actually got it. And it's funny because that relationship turned into something much different. And it didn't start from this, but it was brought up, and it's just ironic. And again, it's just a funny story that I just thought of. But the actual poster, I almost had my filthy little hands on it, couldn't get it. As we continue to go back down the ladder, because you need to have a narration of that, apparently. We got some more cool posters here. A lot of people have some different opinions on these three movies for sure. I love them all for what they are. And as we continue down, kind of move this out of the way. So this will be a little different from what I normally do. All the weirdness in the background. That one, a lot of people have a lot of interesting feelings about that for sure. And of course, it's 2018. You've got your Silent Night, Deadly Night. Can't go wrong with that. Another 2018 poster because I like the movie. I think it's great. Great return to the franchise. And then, of course, you've got Leprechaun. Your luck just ran out. You ain't shitting, pal. Some other things that we have here. Got some G.I. Joes. What I really wanted in this size was a Destro. I did end up finding it in a completely different size, but I still have that itch to get the Destro on that. Why? I wasn't a huge collector of G.I. Joe when I was younger. I maybe had a few of them. A lot of my friends did. I thought they were cool, but just Turtles, Ghostbusters, all that other stuff. So G.I. Joe was cool. I loved to watch it. Didn't necessarily need the figures. I actually preferred the figures that were at the local supermarkets that are clear ripoff of G.I. Joe. Don't have the name with it whatsoever, but do the same things. I thought those were pretty cool, and nothing beats breaking one of those things apart, and the grenade goes off or whatever, and just playing the role playing with the figures when you're a young person, and it's different. It's different, Those are the days we didn't have much to worry about. But over here, that right over there is a PS4, PS5, 8 terabyte. What the hell do you call that thing? I can't seem to think of it now. It's an expansion for the memory. That's what it is. So 8 terabytes. It doesn't let you save directly from disk from PS5 to that. I hope they do something about that at some point, like they eventually did with the PS4. You can't expand it for the PS5. I know I'm getting into some really wild technical stuff, which I don't typically do, but I saw it and I had to really jump onto it and kind of explain what the hell that is, because I don't think I've ever had before. You can store things on there by removing them from your system, freeing up space, because the space on the PS5 just isn't what needs to be there. Yes, you can get ones you can expand and take apart the thing and everything. It's a lot easier as the PS4 was, the PS5 exposed to PS3, where you had to do open heart surgery on the thing. Not really, but, I'm not really good with that kind of technical stuff. I'm okay with it. I could fix a VCR and a DVD player like you wouldn't believe. It comes to the PS3. It's an interesting story. Maybe we'll go over that, because I think we did at one point. But either way, that's what that is. And it's a pain in the ass, but it works. Right here, we do not have an original Ecto-1, but we have a reproduction. And it's actually has all the stickers. It's nice and clean. I gave my original to my boy, and he still has it. He still loves it. He got some other random stuff here. The Furby. Can't go wrong with that. And you got that dog from Toy Story. You got a golden egg with good old George W. Bush. I found that at a Local Goodwill, I want to say it was. For whatever reason, it was funny. And when you pressed his hand, at one point he did talk. He doesn't anymore, and he just said some funny George Bush type of thing. So, right here is another find from the thrift, of course, and that is the Cookie Cop. And when you lifted it, I don't know what's going on in there. Oh, it's not as dirty as I thought it would be. He would talk and, move his mouth and everything like that. I don't really know how it works. I just thought it was hilarious because it looks like a Massachusetts state trooper hiding the cookies. Gotta guard the cookies with my life mates. I don't know. Over here, moving on. We've got our normal things here. We've had them here for a while. All the Jason masks. You've seen that before. And of course, we got the machete. Can't go wrong with that. And we got the... Oh my God. I'm just kidding. No, that's a snake. And it's probably the wrong thing to do out here in Florida because... Snakes come out of nowhere, and they ain't pretty. Some of them are really poisonous, but either way. Random black snake I found for Halloween. And then, of course, a new addition to this Game Room tour is the actual Negan bat. Now, is it... I wouldn't be able to do that, really. It's not a real one, but it's a authentic one. And it is... beautiful. I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead. A huge fan of Negan. And I was so glad to finally get that. I didn't actually get it. A coworker of mine goes to the thrift like a madman. And he found it and he said, "You would really like this." And I go, "Yes, I would." So he always makes a couple of bucks off me here and there. Nothing wrong with that as we continue to go back up the ladder. This right here... Oh my goodness, that thing was almost about to fall off. Good thing I came up here. This right here, some of my Maximum Carnage memorabilia, figures, complete in box. Absolutely love the series. Missed out on this when I came out, but you can't go wrong with Carnage. And then this, before I knock everything down, if I can get it back up. Oh, I did. Success. This right here was a random Venom I didn't even know existed. I found in the weirdest place in the world. This is from Spider-Man 3, and yes, I'm not really a huge fan of that movie, only for the portrayal of Venom. This Venom looks great. The Venom we saw on the screen looks like shit. The actor who played Venom, or more so Eddie Brock, Topher Grace, did really well. I just didn't appreciate the way the Venom looked. I think the CG was just not where it needed to be. But the rest of the movie's okay, minus the obvious things that people yap about. But either way, that's really cool. And what we got here? We got some AEW figures. I don't have a ton of AEW figures, but there's Mr. Brody Lee. Rest in peace. Awesome wrestler, also known as Luke Harper. And I don't know if we have some other ones we really need to show off here. You got a Kenny Omega here. You got a Jericho. You got John Moxley. I don't really get too far into these. I do have a few somewhere else. Maybe we'll look at it someday when we look at my wrestling figures. As I look at the figures, I really don't want to hit it again. The dink! It just was a funny sound, and I don't want to break this in. Because I have broken one before. Long story. Maybe we'll go over it sometime. But not really huge into AEW. I like to watch it here and there. I watched it a lot when it first came out. I obviously watched it when CM Punk finally came back after 7 long years of not being in wrestling. Amazing time. And, obviously had its ups and downs, of course. Sorry, just making some adjustments. I'm never up here, so give them a little brush off and, make sure they're there and solid and everything like that. So, pretty cool stuff. I know this is different. And if motion makes you sick, I don't know what to tell you. We're on video for you, I guess. I think we could go ahead. Such a pain in the ass moving this ladder, but I'm not 6'5". What can I do? This right here is where the current gen gaming goes. So you got your Switch here. You got your sound bar. I've had that for years. I don't even know how it still works, but it does. You got the woofer there. You get your PS5, can't go wrong with that. You got the Blu-ray player, 4K, as I almost fall. And why is that important? Because Samsung does not make movie players anymore. They're out of the business. And then, of course, we got some figures as I set up the ladder again. I'll be glad when I don't have to do this when I grow an extra foot. These ones I actually did do an update on, I believe. I used to have some other figures over here. I put up these guys because they're cool. They remind me of the 90s Hasbro line. You got Hollywood Hogan, Taker, Papa Shango. The usual suspects here. I haven't gotten them all, and am I going to get any more? Probably not. I'm pretty content. That one was hard to find. And Bam Bam Bigelow looks amazing. Look at that tattoo. Fantastic. I just think they all look great, and I think they're cool. I like them. So, moving on up. Not to these sides. Metal Gear Solid. Got a bunch of figures in there. I'm still missing the Liquid. He should be right there. I don't know if I have any other ones that I'm missing, but Liquid was one I definitely wanted. I have all of these ones. Now listen, this brings us to a very good point. That label in that place drives me batshit. I'm glad they put it on the plastic, because if you put it on the cardboard, it ruins it. I know I'm getting real wishy-washy, real bitchy right now, but I can't see Solid Snake unless I angle this a certain way. It's a giant pain. Now, I think I got these from... I don't even remember where I got them from as I tried to move some stuff around. So I want to show you how to properly put a label on something. There we go. Look at that. You could see Solidus with no issue. That you cannot. In the great words of an amazing YouTuber, what were they thinking? Maybe they weren't thinking much. I don't know. But that drives me absolutely batshit. Either way, still glad to have them in the collection. Eventually I'll get the Liquid. And here's a interesting part of my collection. These things look awfully familiar, don't they? They look really familiar. Almost like they're from a different time. This brings us to a very good point. Replicas are great. But this looks too close to the original. It's a good debate someday. Is this okay or not okay? We know it's a replica. Just turn it around. You will see the dates on it are 2020, 2021 typically. But that's way too close to the original, in my opinion. There should be some sort of signification. Because if you do basic research on the front and the back of this, which I'm going to show, because I want to show some things behind it as well. There it goes. There's another one, for example. You look at that and you look at the original, you wouldn't notice any difference. But you go right there, this one says 2023, which is cool. That's the only way you'd be able to tell. Same thing with these as well. They almost are identical. Very small differences. Oh, we got here, we got Crane. Just showing off a few things that I didn't show off the last time. The elusive foot soldier. This guy was a giant pain in the ass to find. I could not find him anywhere. Almost as bad as the NECA figures. Like for Turtles. It's like impossible. You just right place, right time. And just happened to be one day. So I'm pretty happy to have that in there. I don't know what's behind him. Just more of them. But I think that's pretty cool. Oh, actually, no. There's a Destro back there. So we're going to try not to fall and slide him over a little bit. And that's the Destro. Because I don't really think we went over that in too much detail. Finally, got my hands on a Destro at some point last year. Or this year, whatever it was. And glad to have him, but I want him in the smaller version. I used to have a bigger figure, 12, maybe 15, 18-inch one, where you could remove his mask. And holy shit, I didn't know that was a thing. But I know what Destro looks like underneath. that chrome dome? Or is it diamond? Or is it silver? I guess we'll never know. Maybe somebody out there does. But pretty cool stuff. I'm glad I could finally locate him. And, listen, I'm real happy about these figures. They look fantastic. I do not have an intention of going after the entire collection of these. I feel pretty good with the amount that I have right now. I think that I got the ones that really stuck out to me in my childhood and the ones that are great representation in the game room. But nevertheless, eventually I'll go into a video specifically on those, and I'll probably mix some good old Ghostbusters as well, just because why not, right? So right up here, as we try not to hit that fan, like, I'm not kidding you, that thing's super close to my head, but you got to do what you got to do for your craft. Right here are the amiibos. What can I say? I haven't pulled the trigger on another amiibo in a long time. I think that I have sufficed my thirst for the amiibos. Listen, they look great. They have alternative reasonings why people get them. I got them because they're great display pieces. That one was huge for a while. I don't even know what the hell it is, but I got it. I got Toon Link. I would rather have the adult Link, but it is what it is. But I like them. They look great on the shelf. And, of course, right here is going to be the 1994 Spider-Man, the new animated series, or the animated series of Spider-Man. All these figures get pretty expensive, not going to lie to you. They have some re-releases. I did get one, Hammerhead, and I did want a re-release of this one. I don't know why, because I love the black costume Spider-Man. I also love Venom as well. I did a whole unboxing of these a couple of years ago through one of my eBay hauls, and I got a lot of these from a lot. That's how I saved a ton of money. Bonus collector's pin. Got it. Some of them have them. Some of them do not, which is the regular Carnage, which still looks pretty cool. There's a ton of them back there. Again, I think at another time or place that'll be part of the collection Down the Rabbit Hole We Go series. That will take a while. Those things are standing up there and they're perfect, and I don't want to move them. So, but still, love the Spider-Man. Can't go wrong with that. And then, of course, we will do a quick tour up here. It's a little convenient to me moving the ladder. Posters, we've seen them 1,000 times. You know the deal. If you don't know, I was born on Friday the 13th, and yes, I was named after Jason Voorhees. These posters are amazing. Even 10 is great, and then you kind of go a little in the weeds here, because you can't really see them, but you've seen them before. Look at my other videos. Got the Crow here, can't go wrong with that. But the Crow poster. And then we got the Mario coins from when they were released from when they re-released these three movies, or three movies, these three video games on the Switch. So I love it. It's great addition to the collection, of course. You got V for Vendetta. I don't know why. I've never really dug into the movie too much, but I think it's cool. You get some Fred Krueger here. You can't go wrong with that, along with some Metroid. Really can't go wrong with that either. And as we get over here, it gets a little, we're getting a little hectic here, folks. There's some stuff that I just don't really have room for, but, we might as well go over them. Why not? That's a Lego Ninja. Don't know why. This is a great TV for doing some gaming and catching some close captures, as opposed to the ones I have out here or the ones that I have to zoom out here. And sometimes I just want to be portable. That TV's kind of dying, but I did get it from the thrift, and it was like $10 many, many years ago. So, you just get what you pay for, right? And these things don't last forever. That right there is a Negan. Pretty cool stuff. This is my box of random wires and everything else. Same thing with that. You got some controls and all that other stuff over here. And over here, just try to take a closer look over here. It's a pretty cool Friday the 13th Part 3 poster. We got some stuff. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Okay. You got the Beetlejuice. Don't have any Beetlejuice, really. And then if I move him real quick, you can see the metallic Friday the 13th poster, which I think is really cool. I don't ever see anything Beetlejuice, so I definitely took that and ran with it for sure. That's from the cartoon, if you hadn't guessed. And although that's not the best Friday the 13th, that is an amazing cover. You really can't beat that. They knew what they were doing. And right here, we've got the Closet of Doom. I'll give you a quick peek in it, maybe. It is very difficult to navigate in here. Got some good posters here, great TV shows. You got the Joker here. Oh, look at that. He actually worked. Good old lenticular Joker. That's probably another term for him, but look at that. There's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Got The Sopranos. Can't go wrong with that. You got Breaking Bad. You got Rescue Me. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that. I do have some other posters inside here. In case you didn't know, I'm the best dad ever. My kid said it, not me. I enjoy it. And here, some more posters. It's going to be a little difficult for you to see. We've gone through this before. If you want to see it before it was less of a cluster as it is right now, you can. It's a little dark in here. Got some other figures. You know, I got my He-Man in here. I wish I didn't. I would rather have them out, but there's some other Spider-Mans in here. Some Spawn figures. There's the Hammerhead I was referring to. A lot of other stuff. All my movies and stuff are all in here, bunched up. I do not want them in here, but again, space is what it is, right? I got some Tick figures over here. Can't go wrong with that. And the almighty man-eating cow. Can't go wrong with that. You know why? That figure right there started all this. That one figure. We may get into that later, because I've talked about it before. But the man-eating cow started my journey of collecting action figures, mint on card, in the box. Right here we've got some boxes for my consoles. Not really much going on here. That giant PS5 box. There's a Joker. He's pretty cool. Can't go wrong with that. And over here, I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you, but I'm going to try to. Got some posters here, and that's probably the extent of where you're going to see them because I got too much stuff in here, and that's why we call it the Closet of Doom. And that's why the Joker has to go back on it to keep that shit contained. Look at that. I have never been able to do this before on purpose. That's just awesome. I used to have that in my bathroom in my other house, but you know that isn't the case anymore. I'll have to get on the ladder right away. We'll go on the top in a sec. Right here is where I make the magic happen, as they say. Got some cool things here. The thumbs up I've had for a while. Cynthia got that for me. And, you know, you get some Shrek. You got all kinds of interesting things. That's my son's Huggy Wuggy. He gave it to me. I really wanted to add him to the collection. He has a bunch of them. And it's the one that kind of got eaten. So I figured, why not? I don't know why. Maybe it's just a representation of him. And to have him in the room is awesome. So then we got some other figures right here. Some Pepto-Bismol. I really needed that over the last week. Just got some random stuff here. I know it's all kinds of shit all over the place. This thing's great. You rest this in here. You can watch your TV or watch your phone, play your videos, stuff like that. Multitask. Nice little computer here. Nothing special, but it's cool. Of course, you've got the poop that glows. We got that a long time ago at the thrift. You got a Walking Dead cup because why wouldn't we? I love the Walking Dead. Right here is an awesome poster from Scream Factory's complete collection release of Friday the 13th. And I've gone over this before, but man, the detail on this poster is sick as shit. Wow. Like you really... Like, you look at something on this poster and you always notice something new every time. Right here is Bret Hart. Got some, that's just a random figure. I don't know why I really wanted them, but I did. And we'll go back up over here because we got other figures that we don't really see very often. Some Green Ranger representation. Awesome show. Love it. I used to have this when I was a young lad. And I used to always want the dagger. That Green Ranger dagger. Brings back memories. Never got it, but I got the Legacy Edition, which is cool. You got a squirt head for the Undertaker. Cool. You got Cloud, Sephiroth, and Red 13. Another tick, but it's a gold bendy tick, and you can't go wrong with that. These figures right here are not easy to come by. They're not super expensive. They're kind of dusty. I had a dust in here. Well, if you haven't noticed, I did do some cleaning of the game room floor because this place was a mess. Got some other posters in here, obvious ones, you know, the Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal movies. Although you can't see behind them. Get Scream, Scream 2, I believe. And then, of course, you got some figures here, some hats. I'm wearing one of them that usually rests on this. It's some other masks that I've gotten over the years. It's a pretty cool one. And this right here is a new addition. It's a cupcake. Now, what's the deal with cupcakes in me? I can't tell you, but I think they're awesome. Not cupcakes themselves. I do love a good cupcake. But for some reason, I need cupcakes in my life. Don't ask. That's a 80s Garfield. That's some other random little trinket that I've had. That was supposed to be in the bottom of a fishbowl at some point, but I got my hands on it. And right over here, as we'll go up because there's a lot to cover. This is a very new edition. I got it as a Christmas present from Cynthia. It is the Freddy's Glove prop replica. And it's got its own standee. Looks similar to that. Love it. It is great. It is awesome. Because my other one that was hanging down below here at some point, no longer with us. It disintegrated. So there he will live. There he will live. And it's awesome. You got a crown because why not? Some more Halloween masks. That's the one from, I think it was 1. Yeah, that's the first one. Sorry, Halloween 78. Random duck. Can't go wrong with that. That's the one from Halloween 2. It's got the nice little poke hole there from the knitting needle. Very good touch. Speakers I have set up for whenever I decide to play on the vinyl. This right here is the glorious Toshiba DVD, VHS, CRT, super duper set. Super heavy, weighs 10,000 pounds. It's the best way to play CRT games. It's the best way to play retro games, in my opinion. And it's the only way to play games where you have the gun and you shoot like Duck Hunt, Lethal Enforcers, and stuff like that. So, really cool stuff there. Right here is another cabinet of stuff. That's another spinny thing that I've used in the past. We got our PS5 stash here. Got some Xbox in there. Got some other random stuff here. There's not really a lot of stuff that's really worth looking into, but this one right here I got to find a home for. Something that Cynthia also got for me. I'm not huge into pops, but a Hulk Hogan with Andre the Giant pop from WrestleMania 3. You really can't go wrong with that. And I can't complain. And to top it off, because I'm a belt fanatic, here's a belt. It's really cool. Yeah, and I think that's awesome. And down below as well, we have some Care Bears, newer ones that I've gotten, and then older ones, and then random ones. I don't know what that's from, but these are from the 80s. These ones that clearly look a little worn are from the 80s. They're awesome, and they're dirty, and I'm okay with that because it's Care Bears. Atari 2600. Random hand, in case you need one. Sega Master System. VHS, because I don't like using that VHS too often, so I'll use the machine one. Because if it gets stuck in there, it is some serious surgery trying to get that out. Poop emoji. My daughter was into the Emoji Movie at one point and introduced me to emojis. I didn't know what the hell they were. And I just thought it was funny because it's a poop that smiles. You got a poop that's concerned and a poop that smiles. Throwing it back to the 90s, babies. He called this shit poop. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. This one right here is a Fred Krueger. At some point talked. He has no hat. That's the way it's supposed to be, but you kind of see his brain. It's a little weird. How you doing, Fred? And his gloves are ripped off. So it kind of looks like that ripped off version of Freddy that was released at some point. This right here is a very important belt to me. If you wanted any ideas of what that meant, you could just look that up, and I'm sure you'd be able to find out why it's important. And I'll leave that there as well. Very important cause that I was a part of for a very long time. Still am time to time, but that's when I used to cut promos and have fun and raise money. And great time. Did it a lot during the pandemic. Definitely a way to get through it. You got old Cookie Monster here. You got Sunshine Bear. It's some random thing I've had for over 20 years, and I don't know how it hasn't disintegrated yet. You got your Red Sox going. You got your Lucky Bear. Your Care Bear, or I don't know what bear that is. And then you've got the Lucky Bear from the 80s. Oh my goodness, the shark almost hit us. It's not Jaws, but we'll just say it is because why the hell not? And then we'll set up the ladder to go back up again. And again. Well, at least 3 or 4 more times. So, again, sorry for the motion sickness, folks, but it is what it is. I will move this very quickly. Show you some of this. Some posters here. House of a Thousand Corpses. Child's Play 3. Bride of Chucky. Fright Night. Child's Play and Child's Play 2. I've shown them in greater detail. Very hard amiibo to find for sure. That's Metroid and Samus. This one's pretty common. These ones are starting to get uncommon a lot now as well. They're awesome. I love them. That one's great. Just look at them. They're just great. Great pieces for a game room. I've gone over them a million times. But they're still awesome. I'm trying to wash my head from getting hit from the fan. You got some, I want to say it's early 2000s released Ghostbusters figures. Slimer. Love the Slimer. And we've got Vigo the Carpathian. I don't think he's ever been released other than that. And then, of course, you've got your Ghostbusters, just like the Turtles. They were re-released. And they are way too similar and very close to the original. So just keep that in mind. Again, if you look on the back of them, excuse me, you will see it will say the year. So in case you're ever trying to buy these vintage 80s Ghostbusters, always check out the year before you pull the trigger, folks. And that is the Ecto-1. It looks exactly the same as the other one did. It is fantastic. I absolutely love it. That is one that is in the box. Can't go wrong with that. You know how I am with that stuff. And then we've got some stuff right here. I'm trying to capture. It's Mr. Clean. And that, and then of course we'll go up here real quick. Hopefully not lob my head off in the process. That's some really old WWF Jax figures. That's a really hard one to find. Super expensive. Again, I just saw, I believe, the match where these both were actually wearing this outfit, which is pretty cool. Mankind and Paul Bear. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart with the Eagle Championship, the only one that matters. And, of course, down at the end there is the Giant and Ric Flair. No belt included on that one, but pretty cool stuff. And then we're going to try to go back a little bit here. We've got some more amiibos. Again, I feel pretty good with the amiibos I have. That's an awesome one, too. Absolutely love that. Zelda 30th anniversary. They didn't do much with Zelda, but they certainly had amiibo figures up the wazoo with them. Pretty cool stuff. Got all the ones I really want. Except for the Link. That's all I want is a Link. That's a cool Samus one. It's a Zero Suit Samus, where you find out that Samus is a girl. I know. And you got Dark Samus, which is pretty cool. And of course, can't go wrong with Little Mac. If any of you have ever played Punch-Out, my question to you is, have you beaten Mr. Dream? Ooh, you were probably thinking I was going to say Tyson. That's something that everybody says during these videos. Tyson and Mr. Dream are the same. Redesigned for a lot of different reasons. But, have you ever beaten either one of them? It definitely does a test to your fingers and your patience. You need to have some serious reaction speed. Over here, some awesome WWE figures now. Elite versions. Taker, Hogan, Warrior with the blue belt, Stone Cold. Yeah, I know. Wasn't my favorite thing with the what crap, but I get it. Old WCW figures. Jimmy Hart. The Giant. Look at the size of that thing. I don't even remember where I found these guys. This one I think I've had forever. This one I believe I found somewhere else. I had them all, and I opened a few of them, and I don't know where they ended up. Then we got old CM Punk here, and I don't think I showed you down there, but I will. I've got some other CM Punk guys that's interesting now that he's gone back to WWE. Maybe some figures going up. Oh, what's that one? Oh, it's Sherry Martel. Okay. You got Brock Lesnar. Braun Strowman because he has a giant cello. I like Braun Strowman. But the giant cello did it for me. I know. I get it. Hot Rod. There's a ton of them up there. Ooh, there's one hiding in there. That is Gozer. You ever seen the NES release of Ghostbusters and what they call Gozer? Among other things with that game that are on? Yeah. Interesting. Right over here, which I kind of didn't go over too well. You got your Duke Nukem statue. I've had that forever. You got the $1 Million Man. Couldn't fit him up there. You got a Bischoff figure. And then you've got these CM Punk guys. I found that randomly. And it's AEW, folks. No longer there. So, I don't know. That right there is an awesome collector set for Metal Gear Revengeance Rising. It comes with a sword. That's a lamp. It comes with a soundtrack. I really wish I could open that, and I just have never. I just got a separate game. I couldn't open it. Ultimate Edition, I think that's what it is, of the Hitman Bret Hart. It's really cool. I'm not going to really dig him out, but he's cool. You got a good old Wally World only version of Negan. And he's got a vampire bat. And it's thirsty. Another AEW figure here. Special one in, can be kind of controversial. Owen Hart, of course, who passed away in 1998, May of 98. I believe it was May of 98. And actually, I'm sorry, it might have been May of 99. I think it was May of 99. Through a tragic event at a Over the Edge pay-per-view. Rest in peace, Owen. I heard a lot of great stories about him, and I got that figure because I believe some of the proceeds go to the Owen Hart Foundation. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it's great, and I'm glad to see that Owen finally has had at least another figure released. These other ones, obviously, the only ones that I can remember is when he did the Enough is Enough, but It's Time for a Change business in 98, I believe it was, when he was with the Nation of Domination. I know a lot of weird facts, and I don't know why these things come to me, but they do. And it's just unfortunate set of events, and he was a great wrestler, and sounds like he was a great person as well. And, not wanting to dwell too much on it, but just watching some of his matches with his brother, you just can't get better. Can't get better for sure. So I'm going to try to push back this chair, because we're going to need this here ladder again. And I'm going to actually do something that I meant to do earlier. You can never run out of screws. There you go. That's where it goes. So if I need to screw something in, I got the drill. got the screws. Guess I'm screwing something in. I don't know why I had to illustrate that, but I'm me. That's okay. So we'll go over some more of posters real quick, and we'll go over the meat and potatoes of the retro, and then of course you got the VHSs, Laserdisc we'll go over, and then of course the treat of the night is the games, because we're all here for the games. Now I couldn't agree with you more. Right here, that fan is super close. Return of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. Love horror, that's why they're here. I got some Nightmare on Elm Street kind of tucked in here, which is okay. And that brings us to a section we will go over soon. Well, that's why I have those posters, folks. If I had big giant posters, I'd be able to fit maybe 3 or 4 of them in here. I like it better like this. So, I had to sit down for a sec. It's great. Right here is where the retro freshness also happens. I have a switcher here. I could switch for a push of a button, which actually is hooked up to the CRT, but I could quickly go over to the LCD. Yeah, it's an LCD Philips. I've had it forever. Of course, we got our consoles here. You got Beats headphones. I don't know why that's a thing and why that's there, but it is. You got a red Wii hiding in the corner there. You've got Sewer Shark. I don't know. There's some sort of show with that. I forget why. It's a shark that has boots. I always found that to be funny. I don't know why. Well, at least he knows how to dress. Got the Grinch. Yeah, Ghostface. Can't go wrong with that. It's more horror representation. Dr. Eggman. Robotnik. It's a random emotionless mask. I like it. Reminds me of Laugh Now, Cry Later, if you've ever seen that before. Scooby-Doo Mysteries in there. It's an awesome game. It's a pain in the ass. Sega CD, NES, and you got a Bad Dudes Data East little arcade machine there. It's pretty cool. I've shown that off before. OG Xbox. A whole mess of shit. That's a CDX. Very expensive. That's the original. It's dusty as hell in there. Oof. It's the original Genesis with 32X. We got the hookups for both the second model and the first. You got my only Bader. What's a Bader? Well, it's this movie, which is what the hell is this called? Oh, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Okay, something from a long time ago. It looks like Angela Lansbury, but I could be wrong. From Murder, She Wrote. But it's a Beta, and what these are VHSs before they were VHSs. This was the thing before VHS. And they competed with one another, and clearly VHS is one, and then of course VHS is taking over DVDs, so on and so on. But it's really cool, and I do have a Beta player. I'd love to hook it up, and hopefully I will at some point, because I did finally find one. They're extremely hard to find, working condition, and they're expensive. No matter where you go. Again, some more systems here. Got some more stuff down here. I don't typically like to stack things on top of another. That right there is a Samsung HD VHS DVD player. I figured out how to hook that up to the current gen TV. Excuse me. But in order to do it, I needed to do a RCA to HDMI splitter or converter or whatever it is. It still came out pretty good. It looked a lot better than if you just stick in, the cords that are meant for components. But stuck the yellow, red, and white cords into it. It looks awful. It didn't even transmit a signal. So I was able to figure out because I had something laying around. Of course, I got my Laserdisc players. I got 3 of them. A nice Pioneer one right there. Also plays CDs, which is pretty cool. It's just a regular one. Came with a controller. That one on the bottom did not. That's awesome. You should never stack things like that, but that's just the way it is for right now. And we'll go over here. We'll go over here, and then we'll get to the middle after we're done with the top. A collection of random things over the years. Marvin the Martian. That's the head that's been bobbling around. And maybe it's because the sun's actually out. I don't know. That was just creepy. Get Dick Tracy hiding over there. How you doing, Dick? Get some other plushies over there. Pretty cool. Got a Bowser one here I didn't show you. Shame on me. That is another look at the Data East, which I think is pretty cool. And I got my VHS collection. Not all of it, but the meat and potatoes are the great ones. And it's double stacked, so you can't really see everything. Hey, look at that. It's the real Ghostbusters. That right there is a cherry. A cherry from Pee Wee Herman's. Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse. It's a spiral ball. Got all kinds of random shit here. VHS is one of my favorite holiday movies of all time. Used to watch with my mom a lot. Masters of the Universe. Spaced Invaders, another great movie. Some of these movies have not ever been released on DVD, or they're extremely hard to find. But you can't go wrong with these, folks. And then, of course, you got the meat and potatoes of the VHS collection, folks. If you're a horror fan, I know you're going, what? Yep, I have them. These are not all original. Some of them, I think a lot of the Friday the 13th ones, at least one of them or two of them are from a 1994 re-release. The rest of them, I believe, are from the 80s, which is pretty cool. And, of course, those are not from the 80s. But the Child's Play one is. I don't think that one is, actually. Child's Play 2 and 3 is. Then you got The Pit. It's a good movie as well. You got the Halloween. You got a couple of different Halloweens in here. That's as close to the original as you can get right there. It's very expensive. Double flapped. Awesome. That's not sealed. It has the plastic still on it. Resurrection. H2O. You got the Nightmare on Elm Street series. The Town That Dreaded Sundown. And it's just horror after horror. It's a great... I think the other cover is actually more expensive than this one, but it's alternative for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it looks awesome. Some great movies there. Spookies, the hard one to find. That one as well, too, The Wizard. That's a pretty expensive one. Fright Night 2. Very uncommon to find out in the wilderness. Got some Gates, Gate 2, Night of the Living Dead series, Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, interesting. Certainly not an original Howling, Family Opera, Screams. You get the deal. I don't have to say them all. You can see them, folks. That one right there is a... what is it called there? That Halloween 6 is... I can't remember what it's called, but I'm going to have to look now because it's going to drive me insane. That is a screener. I'm sorry, yeah, that's a screener. And it says demo tape all over it. It's something I wanted for the collection. I got a thing for that movie, even though it's not the best. Producer's cut, if they mixed both, the producer's cut and the regular cut, I think it would be pretty good. Some cool things down here. Again, some other horror movies. Can't go wrong with Alien Resurrection. And a couple other things as well. Pretty cool stuff. And this right here is a skull I found at a local Lowe's. And it reminds me of this. Closest thing I've been able to find to that is this. It's supposed to be a Halloween decoration, but it is a game room decoration, because that's how it is. So then we've got a Friday the 13th I got from a coworker as a gift. And then before we get to the up and then down to the games, we got some stuff going on up here. There's a lot going on up here. I had to kind of switch things around a little bit. But that is some old LJN figures. Got your Marios, your Michael. We saw him earlier. Got the duck. Can't go wrong with the duck. This is somebody I found a couple months ago. It's a zombie. I don't know what the deal is with him, but he looks cool. It's like, interesting if you look in there, right? You got a Rick Grimes that somebody got me at some point, and it says Happy Halloween, some spiders. That pallet, that man holding the pallet was a figure. I think it was Randy Orton or somebody at some point. They were telling me that somebody made it for me because of some sort of contest we used to do at my work. You got a Halloween 2007 remake mask, which is okay. I like the other ones better, but you got a green-headed duck, can't go wrong with that. And of course over here you got the VHSs, more of them. Teddy Ruxpin's in there. Fridays. Some Austin Powers, some Lethal Weapons. Got a random Saw DVD because it's 3D, so I think it looks cool. And beyond that, you got some other wrestling videos. Hitman Heart, Wrestling with Shadows. Great documentary. Sad, but great documentary. That's pretty cool. I mean, you got the problem childs. They're not very common to find. The Cable Guy. A ton of stuff through here. And let's see here. Give you a better view. Some more wrestling videos. Terminators. RoboCop 2. Crow movies. Very uncommon to find in the wild. Muppet Babies. I got all kinds of stuff going on in here. So again, a ton of stuff from my days of loving the 90s and gangster rap. Got old Death Row. Dark City. Great movie. These right here, a mixture of some books, some other things, and some Laserdiscs and some vinyl. I love my vinyl. Got a ton of it in there. And then right here, some more vinyls as well. We got some Laserdiscs and some older vinyls as well. Very old, as you can tell. They're kind of really decrepit, but they still sound great. And that's the Godfather trilogy on Laserdisc. It's an extra foot in case you needed one. And right below here is all of the rest of the Laserdiscs that I have. Feel pretty good with the collection I have of Laserdisc. It's always good to sit back and pop one in there. A different time, different format I really missed out on. I wish I didn't. But I still think it's pretty cool. So let's go back up to the top. Work our way down to the greatness that is the video games. The highlight of the game room on the House of Fun and Video Games. Along with some other cool little trinkets and some other things I've never been able to have out before. So I'm glad to show you today. So, I'm going to move the chair because we'll go over it last. Because, I don't know, we need to go over a chair apparently. And then, we'll wrap it up. I'm doing pretty good with time, surprisingly, because I usually don't. Right over here, we got some Power Rangers Legacy Edition. It's the last thing I ever bought from a Toys R Us, folks. Dragon Zord Legacy Edition, of course. The Dragon Dagger's in there somewhere. Some other figures all over the place. You know, again, you just run out of room. It's just kind of the way it goes. Awesome figures here. That one I've had in my collection forever. And of course, you've got your NECA Ninja Turtles collection. Extremely hard to find right there. Toka and Reza. I had to wait to order that when it was re-released. I did see all of them. I saw the Super Shredder. I saw the Turtles when they first came out. Right before I left Mass. It was the last thing I saw. I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to pull the trigger, you know, try to conserve or moving, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was a big mistake. I should have just bought the damn things because it's been a pain in the ass trying to get these things. Like, they were all just sitting in a random Walmart. Actually, the first place I ever worked in my entire life. I started my retail career was there, and it was in Massachusetts. So, more you know, right? This is where I moved the tiny figures that used to be over here. The tiny Toony Terrors, I'm sorry. Got one finally added to the collection. Cynthia got it as a Christmas present. There he is. Leatherface is now with us. Outstanding. These figures are just great. I think that I may have room for one more. There may be room for one more, but I'm going to leave that like that for now. I've gone into these figures in great depths through one of my Down the Rabbit Hole collection videos. You can take a look at that. Just in case you didn't know. You gotta see it to believe it, my dudes. What's that from? I'll let you decide. A lot of cash in here with these figures. My goodness. A ton of money. Not that it's about that, but these things are super expensive. Not the NECA. NECA's usually... it hasn't gone up yet, but it will. Give it some time. It will for sure, but these figures are awesome. I absolutely love them. I feel pretty content with my horror collection for figures at this point. That's another hard one to find. 2015 NECA exclusive. That's one of the ones that's a super heavy hitter. That was only available at a convention. And it is awesome because you don't see these two ever release. It might have happened. There's a set that I have up here that has, I think Pamela Voorhees' head. But never, ever have I ever known to have a child Jason released as an action figure. Nevertheless, like this. Just great. Again, another one's. Yeah, go around with that. You got to give a shout out to Uber Jason, right? Some people feeling different about that film. I think it's awesome. Sue me. Halloween 2. Awesome. You got the teary-eyed Michael, the blood, all the utensils there. Got that needle. That's a sick kill. Got Chucky, good guy's doll in a box. That's such a beefy looking package, isn't it? It is. It takes up a lot of space. Ghostface. And you've got Pliskin from Escape from New York. And look at that. You don't get to see that very often, do you? No, you do not. Well, in case I didn't emphasize on it, even though I thought I did, I wasn't kidding. I don't know how this thing's moving, but it is. It was moving a lot more before. Maybe it's camera shy. Now this right here is down to the meat potatoes. We're going to get to the video games. But before we do that, I can move this ladder finally out of my way. Unless, I don't know, I want to do some sort of special funny ending. I don't know if I'm going to, but we'll see. These right here, I've had them kind of similar to this. I've changed it, and then ones where the games are a lot different. Little trinkets. I'm a huge fan of trinkets. Huge fan of nonsense. I had a whole nonsense table. I had a nonsense library bookshelf. I'm not kidding you. It was meant for books. It had nonsense in it. Love nonsense. Some people may say this whole room's nonsense. But this is where the greatness begins. This one's another one that I ordered at the same time as Toka and Razor. All 4 turtles. It's a giant VHS thing. I'm not taking it out because everything will fall. Here are the little trinkets. And behind them are some awesome things as well. Just love the way these things look. I've got a lot of weird and interesting things here. I'm not going to lie to you. You got a piece of cake next to a gator. Random Wicked Witch with a West head. Don't ask. Had it. And a cupcake. Told you. Cupcake. Small cupcake. But cupcakes. Nevertheless. Why? Because the duck wanted it. Sue me. I get some other cool stuff here as well. You really can't go wrong with this. That's an authentic crane. He's missing his cover. And he's missing his antenna. Because every one of them is. Oh, somebody really took care of it. He's choking the chicken. He's got a secret ooze. He's got the ooze that made the turtles what they are today. You know why? I don't know. But destroy? Yeah, can't go wrong with that. If you can't hear it, I'll turn it up for you. And E.T. is just sitting there, gazing upon said middle finger. That was a lighter, and it actually said something, but the battery has since died. Humpty Dumpty, you know what happened to him, but I put him back together, I swear. It's from Swamp Thing. You got the Snake Eyes. You got Bullet Bill. A Mail Away Obi-Wan. That is Dennis Hopper in the Mario Brothers movie, not to be confused with the one that came out, but the really interesting one of the 90s is a work print. Now we're talking about this. I really want it, and hopefully we'll be able to track it down at some point if it's officially released. A work print version of that movie, which is supposedly really good. Halloween Producer's Cut was pretty good. Had some really strange shit going on in there. Alien 3 Director's Cut, that was released, I believe, in 2003, was a really good movie. And it would make you think differently. Not fully, but I think it salvages it and it corrects some of the special effects nonsense that's happened throughout that movie. But I wonder if the same could be said about the Mario Brothers, the work print division. It's like a director's cut, producer's cut, whatever. It's just a fancy word for it, but still. Junkyard Dog, my childhood Kingpin, still got his diamond thingamajigger there. I don't know what it is, Death Star, why not? Get some other Spider-Man figures back there, because why not? And of course you get your Freddy, which is pretty cool. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff. That's I know. If that's what you're thinking, it's a cow that when you squeeze it, it poops. I don't know. You got Swamp Thing. Buddy Christ. Actually not hidden this time, which is great. Random keychains. Good old Big Daddy Cool. A whole kind of stuff here. You got a referee there. I think he's saying 2, if I'm not mistaken. Is he saying 2? Yeah, he's saying 2. Wasn't 3, sorry. Another Swamp Thing guy. Random duck. That's where a bunch of coins were at one point. You got the... got some more coin storage there with the good old Stay Puft. It's from Apollo 13, the movie. The box destroyed when I moved. Just took him out and said the hell with it. Meant something to me. And you got Ruffles the Clown. Can't go wrong with that. Some more other random stuff just kind of shoved in. Again, it's just space, folks. You got to do the best what you can. It's another random figure there for sure. Hulk. There's Spider-Man hanging there. Of course, you got the Sega CD complete in box. Some other magazines. Some Nintendo Powers. Underneath it, of course, you've got the Nintendo NES action set complete in box. Where was it? Right there. Got a bullet. Why not? 50 cal bullet. It's not real. It's a bottle opener, but it could be. Creepy ass doll head. Okay. Ecto Cooler. It's still in there. And do I dare open it? Nope. I never will. It'll just sit there. That thing has lasted through a hurricane. That has lasted through 2 different moves and somehow is still intact. It's crazy. Got some Doink the Clown going on here. Got some other random figures. Chainsaw, because you always need one. Got the duck. That's the handsome duck. Thank you, Cynthia. She calls me her handsome. Now she calls me her husband. What was she thinking? I'm just kidding. Here we go with the games, folks. This is what you've been waiting for. So, I haven't really added much to the collection over the last year. Not really at all. I feel pretty content with what I have. But, you know, we're always looking. NES Complete Collection. Nope, not at all. But Complete in Box. I do have a number of them. And they're great. I'll definitely go over those in one of my videos at some point. But this is... I'm even more excited than the video games this time, surprisingly. This is a whole bunch of silliness nonsense that is a pain in the ass when you're trying to get one of these out. But I'm okay with it because it just speaks volumes to my room and to God knows whatever else. That's just it's just me. As I try to move this ladder. It's the last time I want to move that thing. All right, now let's get down to here. Probably do the bottoms first and then go through the tops. Again, NES collection, some great figures there. You got a Walking Dead art book, which is really cool. And of course, what do you got here? Got some more figures here from my childhood. Bucky O'Hare, some turtles, the pizza guy. Unfortunately, he's a little mangled because one of my dogs got in here. And yeah, I didn't do that, surprisingly. I used to chew on toys, I'm not going to lie to you. But I did not do that. Ninja Turtles 3, a random no-name Power Ranger. Not because it's the Red Ranger, but just because it doesn't belong. It's a counterfeit or whatever. But I got a good amount on NES. The N64 is going on here. Kylo Ren, I don't know why, but he's there. Some great NES titles, though, for sure. That random package for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I don't believe it is in the package. I mean, we're going to check and find out right now because why not? I think this is just... Oh, it's 3. I'm sorry. Yep, it's not. It's a random one I found at the thrift. But the case is in great condition, so if I need to move something out of the way, I will. And again, we'll just stay so I don't have to keep going back up and down and take 3 years. Wii U, Switch collection. Again, some more knickknacks. It's good old Donald Duck. Got some CDs in there, which is pretty cool. You got the GameCube collection. Some other figures from the past. Of course. Jeez, a lot of moaning and groaning. I'm going to be 40 in less than a month. Don't blame me. Again, more knickknacks. I absolutely love these N64 Super Nintendo collection. And then again, this is what I'm super proud of. I could finally get them out. It bothered me to no end I didn't have a place for these, but let's look at them. You remember these from before. If you've never been here before, I guess you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but go back, take a look at them. It's great. Great videos. More NES complete in box. A random WWE microphone. Why not?
You got Super NES, complete in box, except for Castlevania Dracula X. That is a reproduction box, but I do have the actual game. That's an authentic Demon Crest, though. It's pretty cool. Cool World for the NES is super expensive. Random Thoughts. Super Double Dragon. Ninja Gaiden Trilogy is the second most expensive game I have, next to another game that will be coming up soon. These guys right here were guys that used to get out of a little turn the crank, put a quarter in kind of thing. They're called homies. They're awesome. I mean, just look at these things. They just look so funny. That guy at Fireman reminds me of a Fireman that Michael Myers fought in Halloween Kills. You got all kinds of stuff going on here. It's just interesting. You got Donkey. You've got Milo from The Mask. And it's just all kinds of stuff going on here. It's great. Very small Master System collection. Got another Green Ranger thing. That was a McDonald's toy at some point. These are figures. You got the pig hiding because pigs got to eat. I don't know. Awesome Genesis collection. Very happy with that. Loose. Some not. Xbox original. Finally got into collecting that 2 years ago. Again, love it. Love putting it on. I'm actually playing The Godfather, the game right now. Love it. Definitely brings me back to a different time. And then down below, again, some Atari. Some more CDs, some more Switch. And this is pretty much the CDs that I've kept with me over the years. I found at the thrift that I thought were pretty cool to keep. And then, of course, we get to one of my biggest collections. Not the 32X. Very small. But still pretty cool. That WrestleMania, the arcade game, there's a pretty heavy hitter. And so is the Raw one. But that one's a very heavy hitter. Sega CD. It's my favorite system to collect for. It is extremely expensive. The cases are fragile. The games don't always work. But for whatever reason, I get a thing for the Sega CD. Got a good amount of them, but not all of them. And there she is. The beautiful Snatcher. That the heavy hit is all right there. But that one right there is the most expensive game in my collection. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's a great game. And then over here, as we get a little tucked in here, we've got the Genesis Complete in Box collection. Got some Sylvester Stallone there from Demolition Man. John Spartan, I think his name was in that game. There's a random Lara Croft memory card for Sony PlayStation. Don't ask. All my PlayStation games. That's a really good game if you haven't checked it out. Spider. It's sick. Love it. Ooh. Look at that. You don't see that very often, do you? I get some gold over here. Rule of Rose for the PS2. It's the second most expensive game for the console. You got here some other awesome figures with some amazing Sega Genesis games behind it. You got the PS3 collection with, I thought this was cool because I never owned the Mutagen. Well, I do now. Am I ever going to open it? Nope. And a random, is that a controller? I think it is, right? Yeah. That's a controller complete in box. I've had it for years. And then underneath is the rest of the PS3 collection. That's something I got from a gift a year ago from one of my coworkers. They knew I had a thing for Care Bears. And there's some more PS1. And that is a collection, folks. It's just awesome. That's a very special piece. My grandmother was into elephants. As long as the trunk was up, they were good luck. So that's why I keep it. We got to put good old Genie back. Because we need the man with the lamp to watch over the land. And that is... that's a collection, folks. Let's see. Wow, I did pretty good. It's only an hour and 15. Usually it's a hell of a lot longer than that. Well, folks, it's been great having you here. I'm glad that you've been able to stay with me on this journey. It's been a long one, hasn't it? I've been doing this for a couple of years now. And we've certainly grown. We have certainly come a long way in a lot of different ways, and we still have a long way to go in others. But before I go to the recap, holy crap. Gaming chair with the best belt ever. Yeah. Try to test me on that. Alright. If I was ever to win a championship in wrestling, it would be the only championship that matters. The WCW heavyweight one was cool, but the only championship that matters, the Eagle wingtip belt. Let it sit there in all its glory. Because this is a championship-like material for the room. The Room of Doom, the House of Fun and Video Games, the Game Room, the Man Cave, the Prison, whatever you want to call it. Let me know, as always, in the comment section down below. What's been going on? How have you been? Have you missed me? First time at the channel? What did you think of the awesome things that we've gone over in the game? Surprisingly, it's not as long as it usually is. I still had some stories to tell too, even though I might have told them before. But we've got some awesome things to show you folks. I'll be focusing in on some of these other collections in my Down the Rabbit Hole We Go collection videos. And I'm pretty happy with that. But listen, this doesn't happen overnight. I'm clearly not a millionaire, if you haven't guessed that. But I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover. That wouldn't be fair. I'm not somebody who has a ton of money. But I'm somebody that has worked very hard. And a lot of the stuff I had from my childhood, a lot of stuff maybe I got as gifts when I was a child, and a lot of stuff I've just kind of pieced together over the years. So that's what this is. I'd like to keep going. I'd like a whole entire house dedicated to 80s and 90s nostalgia. Gaming, like, I ever had the lottery, folks, forget it. It's gone. It's gone. I already have it in my head. I'm just kidding. I'd have to confer with a wife before making erratic decisions, as I so can sometimes, and she would probably stop that. Rightfully so for all of us. Because then they go, where'd that $1 million go? I go, I don't know. It's everywhere. I bought a whole house and I turned it into a fun house. The real house of fun and video games. An entire mansion full of crazy ass shit. But I guarantee you'd love it. You might even pay to see it. I would. Either way, folks, let me know in the comment section down below, as I said, what your favorite part of the game room was. Tell me about your game rooms. Tell me about what you got going on. How was your holiday? What you've been collecting? I mean, I haven't been around much, so this is the time to really say, hey, how's it going? And I'll go, it's going. Just did a game room tour. What'd you think of it? Things like that. Thank you very much for the awesome, amazing support from 161. I know. 161, even taking a 2-month hiatus. We went up 11 subs. 12. But then it went down to 11 because now we're going to do the seesaw thing again. God forbid I looked. Who support the House of Fun and Video Games, who come back for every video, who like, who share, who comment, and do all that other happy horse shit that we love to do. I appreciate you. Thank you. And for those who haven't subscribed, maybe you should think of it. I've got a wide catalog of a lot of different videos. My algorithm, according to YouTube, is probably that shit. That's probably what it is, because I'm not focusing on one thing. I do have a significant amount of thrift time and find videos, which are great. I haven't really been out to the thrift very much. Kind of slowing down with it, honestly. Just not finding a lot. But maybe I'll get back into it. Maybe there'll be another one around the corner. Who knows? Maybe that will be the next video. You never know. We do thrift time and finds on the channel. We do eBay time and buys, where we look at the stuff I bought off the eBay. It's been a while. You never know. Maybe. Maybe not. eBay time and buys revisited, where we go back, take a look at the stuff I bought in the past, and seeing if your boy here got duped, or he's got something authentic and real and cool. Ton of other videos about life, personal videos, collection videos. Down the rabbit hole we go. Video game playthroughs. Let's play some video games. Couldn't be more obvious than that. And that's what I got for you, folks. Thank you for joining us today on this great game room tour to introduce us into 2024. I wish you all the best over the holidays, the best for New Year's. Thank you for joining me. That's all I got. That's it. That's a wrap. Riggedy wrap. But, you know I'm going to have to end the video somehow, right? So, without staring at the chair too long, how are we going to end it? Well, I suppose we might as well end it as we've done it before. So I'm going to bite my own bite my own style, and bite my own shit. But this time, we're going to do it with an awesome bat. It's a vampire bat. I think it looks good. I just love my little transition, and I'm a foolish man, but we have fun here, folks. Have a wonderful new year. Don't get knocked on your ass, because you can breathe, you can cry, hell, you're all going to be doing that. Oh, shit. God damn it.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.
Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break.
I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.
Face on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home.